I didn't touch it. Up to that part and okay.
It's to go again?
Yes. Go ahead.
So let me start back from started or where we right
Start back. Start back.
Okay. My name is Artie and I'm from the Lafus family and I'm backing Mr. Asruddin Mohammed as our opposition. And I need democracy and I'm calling on Mr. Mansour Nadir to be here to swear him in that he could be in his seat. How our country could run without an opposition? That is bullshit and nonsense. I don't like that and I was a PPP supporter from day one I born. I know my mom and dad is a PPP. But PPP representative, the agriculture minister, take the bread out of my husband's mouth, starve my children then for 3 months, and dung him because of a murderer. Yes. So I know what I went through. That's why I quit the party. Who wanna say anything, say it. Who wanna victimize me? I don't care. I stand for democracy. And I know what I'm saying. And my sister from Canada, she's from the Trudeau's family. And she also sent me to support Mr. Mohammed in every way. And I felt so sorry seeing Uncle Shell this morning as an old guy to be in court. That is really, really bad. And I think something should happen. I think Mr. Asruddin should be in his seat. And Region 6 is going through hell and back. Yeah, the market people, them are calling on him too. My village need him too. The roundabout need him. I'm waiting at Williamsburg. And I don't care who see me and who want to victimize me. I don't care. Because it's stuck on stop by visa. Because I'm a citizen for Canada.
Call the meeting now.
And that's my husband. They take his job away from him.
Wow.
Yes. Starve my children. My son was in UG at the time. And my husband had to go down the drain with no excavator. He worked at the NDIA.
Wow.
Yeah. And that guy took my husband's bread. We starve. We starve. I sell my chain to support my son. And that was not a lie. I have evidence to prove. I didn't pawn because if I pawn, I won't get the money to pay back. I sold it out. Then he go a couple of months after and get the job at Gaisuku Sugar Corporation. Do you think he's going through good there too? Hell no. Hell no. So I'm telling you, this country needs to get better. We have a PNC, APNU, AFC again, as I said. PPP, we need a change. And I think the change is Mr. Asruddin Mohammed. That's my concern. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Member of Parliament, Janelle Swetnam.
Yes, good morning to all, Diana. We're very taken back at this delay because we're calling on Mr. Mansour Nadir to fulfill his obligation. And there is no reason why this is not happening. We need the opposition leader. We need things to run properly in this country. And it's clear that we're living in a dictatorship. We are not a democratic country, and we need the people to know that we're doing the right thing. So I'm calling on those who are in the high positions there that are sitting and listening to us today. Do the right thing. Do the thing that the people need. We need the leader of the opposition to be sworn in, and that is what we're here for. We need democracy in our country restored. We need democracy in our country restored. Thank you.
Thank you, Member of Parliament, Janelle Swetnam. Member of Parliament, Don Hastings-Williams. Member of Parliament, Don Hastings-Williams.
Good morning to all the viewers. Today is the second day. Today marks the second day of protest in front of the Parliament building or public building of Guyana.
Yes.
And the reason being here is because politics has changed in Guyana for this year 2025. Why I say that? Because up to this day, after we were sworn in as members of Parliament on the 3rd of November, we do not have a leader of the opposition in the House. And hence I'm calling on the Speaker of the House, none other than Mr. Manzoor Nadir, to call the meeting immediately now with all the members of the opposition so that they can sit in the democratic rights to choose the leader of their choice. And with our leader, we would be able to look after the people's business. Parliament has its purpose in the country. It is the House where all the members of Parliament, including the leader of the opposition and the government, they come to the House to represent the people and to bring to the table the issues that are affecting the lives of all Guyanese. And so today I join with all my brothers and sisters out here in solidarity to call on Mr. Speaker to call the meeting now.
Thank you. Thank you, Member of Parliament Don Hastings Williams. Thank you. We have one of WIN's candidates, Miss Yvette Archer. How are you?
I don't know if to say I'm good. It's mixed. The emotions are mixed. I want to ask the question, Guyanese, what do we call to all that we are experiencing? We're talking about democracy. Can we truly say that we are living in a democratic state?
No.
Can you answer that question? Then a moment ago I just asked one of my colleagues, what name do we give to what is going on here in Guyana? And she said, dictatorship. She said that some people said Guyana is approaching that, but I believe we are experiencing it presently. This is what is happening. And so we are calling the WIN movement. We are going to be relentless. We are not going to stop. We are going to speak. We are calling on CARICOM, our CARICOM sisters, our CARICOM neighbors to intervene in what is going on here in Guyana. You are viewing what is happening here in Guyana. You're seeing what is happening, the collapse of our government. There is no government without an opposition. It means, therefore, if that side of the house, we continue to allow them, then they do what they want, how they want, when they want. Quite recently, we had a situation where, as they call it, a wall around Starbrook Market.
Yes.
And beautification is beautiful, as I will always say, but there are procedures and there are steps. Did the minister involve all of the vendors in this process? Were they able to say or to have a part in the process of beautification? What is going on in our nation? And I have so many questions to ask. When are we going to allow the Parliament to be reconvened so that the opposition leader can properly position himself so that we can move our country forward? When is that going to happen? Why would the president and the vice president say that this nation is a democratic nation and we're seeing otherwise? Why the people of Guyana are no longer free to speak and to align themselves with a movement of their choice? What do you call to that?
Dictatorship.
I want to call out the religious organization. My colleagues, they were talking about all the other professional and technical organizations. I want to call out the religious organization. What do you say to this? How do you speak to justice? How do you speak to equity? How do you speak to fairness? How do you speak to non-division? How do you speak to that? What do you say? What does the good book say about that? And I would speak to, and very many persons sometimes they have a little bit of thing with me when I talk about righteousness. I would always say that that word is not a religious word. That word is a word that any society who has a concern for their people and the interests of their people will use that, because in that word speaks to justice. In that word speaks to equality. In that word speaks to fairness. In that word speaks to the love for a human being. In that word speaks to equity. In that word speaks to integrity. And I'm identifying all of those words. Are we seeing that? Are we feeling that in this nation of Guyana?
No.
And I want to say no. So then what do we do? Do we continue to allow our nation to collapse? Do we allow the leaders, the dictators to continue to strangle us?
No.
Or are we going to rise up? Are we going to take a stand? People, I want to say to you that the time is now. We have to rise up. We have to gather. For those people who can pray, you need to pray. Let us start congregating and pray for those foot soldiers, those who have their feet. And we are not about war. Win is not about a fight. All we want is peace in our land. All we want is for every single Guyanese to feel as though they belong. Every Guyanese must feel as though that they have a voice and they can participate in the development of our nation. That's the cry. We just want to know that we no longer sit at the back, but sit at the table and be a part of the decision making in our nation. All we want to know is that we are a part of the process of development. That's all. We are willing. Win is about working with all. And I want you to know, maybe the other political parties don't have that in our heart. And I have our manifesto here, right here. And we speak about working together. That's what Win is about. Win is about people. Win is about bringing people together. Win is about consolidating ideas and visions. And so we work together to ensure that Guyana experience true development. You talk about infrastructure, the physical aspect of our nation, and we are very happy we're not knocking that down. But what happened to the human infrastructure?
Yes.
What happened to the dignity?
The development of the
Guyan-
people.
What happened to the Guyanese? The person, their dignity, their respect. Because once the human resource, once the people are built up, then we will certainly have a shift in this nation. And that's the fair. That's the fair. And so people, I want to encourage you, the length and breadth of Guyana. It's time we, in our little corners, rise up and say enough is enough. Then we look in our country today, we are seeing the investors, the Chinese, and we don't have a problem with them, right? But we have a problem with the order in which it is done. So Win is here to bring people together, to ensure that all the resources, all the natural resources are invested in the people. We invest in nationhood. That's what we're all about. Whether you're an African, whether you're an Indian, whether you're a Chinese, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you're an indigenous, whether you're a Hindu, wherever, whatever, Win is about all people, love and concern under God. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor Yvette. Mr. Brian Max, how are you this morning?
Here on day 2 of this simple protest to simply ask the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour Nadir, to host a meeting to elect the other half of the government. The other half of the government. The opposition and the government works together to make the laws, to come together to get good budgets, put good plans together for them. It's not a one-way street. You must have both sides of the government working together. Right now, you only have one side, the government, the PAP as their party, as the government, no opposition, officially elected leader of the opposition in Parliament. Democracy is not a game that you play when it suits you. It's not a game to play because you don't feel like playing the other half of democracy today. We had elections, we went along with the results that GCOM declared, even though we know otherwise, we went along with the game. Azudin Mohammed and Win were the second, according to GCOM, the second most vote-getting party. Naturally, Win and Azudin Mohammed will enter Parliament. Azudin is the leader of the opposition. This is not about if Mansour Nadir wakes up in a bad mood, it doesn't matter. If Jack Bill wakes up in a bad mood, it doesn't matter. You must do your job. You must do your job. You must host the meeting to elect the leader of the opposition so that this country can go forward. In case you notice, we're stagnated right now. The economy is at an all-time low. As much as they're telling you that all this oil boom money is in the system, it's not. We can see it. The people on the streets are feeling it. Prices are skyrocketing in the shops. And that comes from the uncertainty. Everybody's uncertain of where we're going as a nation. And the man who is holding all that in his hands right now, Mansour Nadir, my old friend, my old United Force leader, I'm calling him on the good nature of the United Force Party that he was leader of, that I followed him and helped him tremendously, that so much that he's in there today.
Wow.
Right? Mansour, you know me. We went back far, we went into many battles together. We came out well. You're now the Speaker of the House. I'm asking you, as an old friend, to do the right thing. Do the right thing, Mansour.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all we want.
Peter Nagar must be rolling in his grave.
Spinning.
Spinning. Okay. Thank you so much. Brian Max, everyone. And now we have Mr. Jonathan Sobrian, acting chairman of ANAG.
Hi, good morning, folks. I've listened to a lot of chanting here, a lot of the other speakers, and I do support every single thing that is said about what's going on. My biggest thing is the taxpayers' dollars are ill spent. We as taxpayers, we make an investment in this government, and we're looking for an optimal return on our investment. Just like if you put your money inside the bank and you're looking for a saving return, we're looking for a return on our investment. And so far, we are failing, the government is failing miserably to give us our return on investment. In this particular case here, Mr. Mansour Nadir. The word honorable bandied around in Parliament that should be calling the Speaker, etc., seems to be very diluted. The word honorable seems to be stomped to the ground. The word honorable seems to be trampled upon, because if we ask him, Mr. Mansour Nadir, to do the honorable thing, over 21 days, going on to a whole month now after the government has been elected the chairman. We are still waiting for the leader of the opposition to be elected. Now, 21 days in campaign leaves a lot of people with uncertainty. We can all make assumptions, correctly and incorrectly, because there's nobody to refute that. What is the government afraid of? What are they afraid of? Do they have skeletons in the closet? They're afraid that Mr. Mohammed is going to reveal his skeletons in the closet? Are they using the delaying tactics to think that the OFAC sanctions would kick in and Mr. Mohammed will be leaving his country in a little while, and then he will have another Speaker of the House who may or may not be, leader of the opposition, who may or may not be from the WIN organization? Mr. Mansour Nadir, by virtue of his position as the Speaker of the House of Parliament, is what we call the disinterested party. Disinterested means he does not care what the outcome is, who is winning or who is losing. He has a job. The taxpayers are funding his monthly salary as well as the other parliamentarians, etc., etc. They're being funded by our taxpayers' dollars to do their jobs. We understand he's not in the country, and I smile when I hear that. Again, is this smokes and mirrors from the PPP government? Is it, again, the delaying tactics of saying that the outcome with the OFAC agreement is going to be different or will be short-lived? If they know anything about law and the legalities, Magistrate Judy Latchman has taken the Socratic oath to also be the disinterested party in the outcome of this issue of the OFAC is based on evidence-based, and she will act upon the evidence base. Then you also have the appeal court if it doesn't go in favor of one entity or another. Then you have the appeal court, you have the CCJ. So if this is protracted, I will say yes, it is protracted. But that being said, democracy should prevail. Where are the Mia Motleys of this world? Where are the Andrew Holness of this world? Where are the Gonzalez of this world? And the silence from them is thunderous. It's rather deafening that we haven't heard from them while democracy in this country is being trampled. The other thing, last thing I would say, is that we support. ANIC supports win because of the democratic process being trampled on the ground. We ask again that the Speaker should be able to convene the meeting to elect the leader of the opposition. Thank you all and God bless you.
All fun.
Next time when we are there, come on, let's walk. Let's walk. We come here to protest, we come for stand up. All right, time we walk now. We walk. We have enough time. Farm back to life. Farm back to life. Farm back to life.
I just wanted to hear what the people were saying because we have people here who the government has started to reach out to people individually to find out if they're being paid and all these sorts of things. I guess they're not accustomed and not prepared for this degree of pushback from the people of this country. And so everybody thinks everything's about money. It's not about money. People in this country are fed up. And they sick and tired of this government. It's evident in their actions. Nobody here is being paid. I don't know why people keep saying this. People being paid nonsense. And then they have other people who are foolish enough to follow up with this people being paid nonsense. We have got to come to this where we stand up for what is right. We ensure that democracy prevails in this nation. And we don't allow the government to basically bully. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, we're an artist at this point. And when is he going to call the meeting so that the leader of the opposition can be elected? This is utterly ridiculous. At this point, I don't understand what is the delay for. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have leadership. And that is something that you can't avoid. So at this point, our country is without an opposition leader, and democracy, of course, is not able to prevail in the land because, as I would have mentioned on previous interviews, that the opposition makes up a part of the government, and so not having our leader elected or given an opportunity to be elected, it can't work. I'm assuming that the PPP's objective is to frustrate us and to frustrate this process, but that is not going to work. So at this point, I would just like to say, listen, y'all stop this foolishness and let's get on with the business of this country. Here, this is not Barrack backyard that we're playing in. This is a country that people have to run here, and at this juncture, we have no time for this degree of foolishness. We have seen foolishness on display in this country over the last 30 plus years, and we are not having it right now. And we're going to be out here, we're going to protest. Even if we got to go and protest by Barrack Place, we can go there and protest if that's what it takes. Since he is the big kahuna in this nation, and is likely calling the shots. Whatever is the position of the president in Guyana, that's Barrack's position. And we would like to send a very strong message to the PPP government that we are not going to be bullied, we're not going to tolerate it. the people of this country deserve better. And if you have any inkling of respect, which I highly doubt that you do for the Guyanese people, it is of utmost importance that the speaker convenes that meeting and ensure that our leader is elected and given his rightful position. So we were able to move on with the business of this country. You know, somebody was asking me the other day about if it's just a position that is the problem, but it's more than a position, because the leader of the opposition has a number of responsibilities, as well as monies that are budgeted for a number of things, and so we were unable to move on with those things. And we have local government elections coming up sometime next year. I mean, how do we prepare for that when you guys are stalling the process? The PP is the only person that want to be able to run their campaign. Other parties would like to run their campaigns too, and also, as a party, we have a responsibility to the over 100 and something thousand plus people who elected us into office. And so in order for that to happen, these elections need to be had. And again, I would like to reinforce the fact that the government playing house with people, playing house with people's lives and livelihood, and we will not be having it. But since I'm on this live and we're talking here now, just a segue about what is going on at the market, because we are just across from the Stabrook market, where Minister Priya Manichan, who I now deem to be the Minister of the seat, went down to the market there and met with the people and cooked nice cook-up and so on, laugh and talk. I have it clean up, put up something and so on. When I tell you Priya Manichan could be a magician, because she's an illusionist. What she did is come and think she been and say, let's clean up and thing, and then she got the people hammering up the place on the other side and barricading the people so that they were unable to conduct their business and earn for their families. Now, we have absolutely no problem with a beautification project. In fact, this place is stinking dirty, and we actually need some sort of upliftment in this area, and I agree. But you cannot go to people and tell them, oh, we just put in assembly, we ain't doing nothing to think. And then you come and you put systems in place by way of the plyboard that they have down there. By the way, Priya, when you finish with those plyboard, I'd like to have some. But that's outside of what we're talking about. Plyboard around there. Now people are unable to ply their trade. And you know what I found even more interesting, because I have never had a discussion with so many different people at this Stabrook area about what they do. And that area happens to have a high number of single parents. And so you could imagine going out there and hoping that you sell enough, that you're able to take care of your family, you're able to do what is necessary for yourself and for the people that you care about, only to have the Minister of Louis Vuitton bags come there and prevent you from doing so. Priya, sell your bag and give them people something down there to compensate for the day that they would have lost yesterday and the day that they will lose today. Because this is not acceptable. We need to stand up. And I was talking about it yesterday as well. I seem to have been doing a lot of talking, but I spoke about it yesterday as well, where I alluded to the fact that as Guyanese, we need to always stand up together in the face of any situation. So whether it is the vendors that are affected, the sugarcane workers that are affected, the bus drivers that are affected, when Guyanese learn some degree of unity and we stop looking at things like race and class and all of these sorts of things, we're going to be in a better place as a nation. Any problem that is faced by the Guyanese people is a problem for all the Guyanese people. I look at people, and when they are killed by the police and so on, the entire family, they call out to the public to come and support. But we've had so many people who were killed in the past, and that same family was not present. And so I'm saying that not to condemn anybody, but to say that we have got to take a conscious effort and take a deeper look in the way we operate as a nation, and we need to all stand up together. The installation of the leader of the opposition is not just a win, but it's a win for Guyana. And so as a result, I mean, I have seen the other political parties calling for the speaker to convene the meeting, and I appreciate that greatly, and we appreciate that as a party. But as Guyanese, we have to understand that this is not an Indian man problem, a black man problem, an Amerindian man problem, a vendor's problem, a bus driver's problem. When we have problems, we have got to see it as a Guyanese problem, and all of us need to unite, because Guyana being a better place is not a better place for Odessa or a better place for Azadin, it's a better place for Guyanese. And so we need to have that degree of consciousness in the way we operate. Thank you very much. I have spoken. Thank you.
'No more delay!